The plan today is to follow along with the NACSW Skills Challenge again. The challenges this week are inaccessible hides and methodical searching containers. We're going to do inaccessible hides. I'm going to talk about the theory behind it and go through the progression they have in the form here. They're defining an inaccessible hide as a hide the dog cannot physically access. Depth of the hide for all levels should be a minimum of 18 inches in all directions and recommended no more than 3 feet. The height of a hide is recommended to be below 3 feet. Inaccessible challenge excludes contained type hides like hides inside drawers, cupboards, or file cabinets. So if you've done inaccessible hides with me before, you know I have a small issue with that definition because the truth is that there is no such thing as an inaccessible hide by that definition. There's a dog who will get to that source through some amount of destruction, unless we put it like in a wrought iron cage or something. The dog just cannot get in physically. And most of the things that we're going to set, the dog could access if we pushed him to. Anyways. Judging, they want to see that the dog fully understands the location of the hide and or show persistent attempts to access the hide. The handler should minimize movement and should not appear to assist the dog in locating the hide through presentation, body positioning, or cueing the dog to continue searching. There are a couple reasons that I don't do a lot of inaccessible hides with my dogs, and I'm going to put that kind of in quotes. Because I do inaccessible hides with my dogs, I just make sure that the dog always has access to them so they don't end up being inaccessible hides. The problems I have is that if you don't let your dog get to source regularly, the dog learns they don't need to get to source, and that will increase your fringing problems. Teaching a dog to alert on a fringe, right, is the same as teaching a dog to alert on pooling odor, which will become a problem for you later when they could get to source, but they just decide to indicate on a pool. So notice what they're saying here. They want to believe that the dog knows exactly where the hide is. So in other words, they don't think there should be alerting on a pool of odor. The dog's alerting on the source of odor through the object, or that the dog makes persistent attempts to get into the odor. Those are the two things that they want to see. They don't want to see a dog who goes to an edge and then gives you a communication, a behavior. So we're going to be looking for the same thing when we set up our searches today. The progression they have here on level 1, 2, and 3 is kind of interesting. Level 1 is to create an inaccessible hide in the middle of an area where the dog is able to get 360 degrees of access to it. So that's what we're going to start with. And what you're going to need to do is pull in a bunch of objects, put a hide in the middle of your search area, and just pull a bunch of objects to surround it. And I don't care how you do that. Just be creative with the objects you have. And the dog should be able to get all the way around it. And what I want you to do for the training of it is, as your dog is showing interest, I want you to deconstruct it for them. So they show interest here, I pull an object from here. They keep showing interest, I pull another object. They go around the other side, I pull an object from there. Eventually, the dog will be able to get to the source because you're pulling out objects. And when they do, you're going to pay them. Now, that's going to be your assignment for round 1, but just to give you the roadmap of what we're doing, in round 2, what they want you to do is to build that same problem, but against the wall. So the dog only has 180 degrees of access. And then in round 3, what I imagine that they were going to do is reduce that by half again and do a corner and do 90 degrees of access. But instead, what they decide to do is to use a large immovable object / barrier that already exists in the environment. So they say behind an object like a credenza, or at the back of a shelf that's filled with stuff, under a large table with chairs pushed around the whole thing. They do not want you to use vehicles for this search for safety reasons, which I find interesting. They do those in trial, last I checked, and I don't see the safety hazard that I think they're worried about. And the second thing, they don't want the hides to be contained, which this is kind of important. So they don't want it in a box or in a cabinet. It's interesting because for a lot of people, inaccessible has become synonymous with contained, but they don't need to be. Hide does not need to be contained to be inaccessible, and I demonstrate that with my X-Pen trail. The hide's not contained at all. The hide is free moving, but the X-Pen creates an inaccessible problem. So Anyways, if you have questions, you can ask them. Otherwise, start setting up your 360-degree inaccessible hide.
Here. Well, I will let you take that too.
I
Gail,
got
you're
bumped
back.
out too.
Sorry, what?
Yep. I got bumped out too.
Oh, that's
I
weird.
think it's the weather.
Yeah, those storms, especially if it's windy here, so that knocks the internet off all the time. But we reset our internet and it seems to be going a lot better. Were you able to hear any of my instruction, or do I need to repeat it for you, Gail?
The last part I didn't get, where the last probably minute and a half.
Yeah, so what I was saying was they were making a distinction between a contained hide and inaccessible. That a lot of people kind of think that they're the same thing. That, oh, inaccessibles are contained because we always put them in cabinets or in boxes, but they don't need to be. They can be completely open, and that's a good thing to practice too.
Okay, so that's what you want. You don't want it in the set of plastic drawers over here.
It can be on it, but not in it.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, yeah, everyone's setting up their hide. Make sure your dog has 360-degree movement around the hide itself. And Gail, when you're set up, you will be first.
Okay. Okay, is my camera good or not?
Yeah, well, actually, let me see. Where's the hide again?
I just put it on top of the red garbage can.
Okay, turn the camera to the left or towards the garbage can a little bit.
Ah, yes. That would help.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
And that's right at the top of the height that they recommended. It's fine. Like, it doesn't make any difference, but just keep that in mind when you're submitting a submission if you were.
I wish I had signed up for that series. I forgot about it.
I know. Same thing. It just fell off my radar.
Yeah.
Jerry, you have a question?
Yeah. Does the hide have to be high, or as long as it's buried between stuff?
It has to be lower than 3 feet.
Okay,
So
fine.
no higher than 3 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's go.
You want to get rid of it? What's winning?
Okay. Here we come.
Go for it.
Okay. Hi, Cajun. So tell me when I should remove something.
Sure. I would remove that chair.
Okay.
Or the cabinet, whichever one. Yeah. Good choice. Oh, he's using that as an opportunity. Good dog. Yeah, good boy. I would take it.
Good
Good.
boy.
I wouldn't necessarily make him climb up, especially because the objects aren't 100% stable.
Right.
But that is like, especially because he doesn't always want to do that. That was great.
Yeah. Good boy, Cajun. Did you hear that? You did good. You did good. Get that cookie.
And this is my favorite way of doing inaccessible hides. And this is the way I always do them in training, is that I always give the dog access source. Well, I do it one of two ways. Either I get my dog to push through the objects, or I remove them for the dog, depending on how destructive I want my dog to be or not be, which destruction is an issue to think about. So let's go Gene and Jerry's first dog.
Okay. We didn't see a run. Is there a running order somewhere, Mike?
Yes, it's in the chat.
Chat. Oh, great. Thanks.
Do you can you show me where the height is?
Sure. Jeannie wanted to know, is it on leash or not?
Your choice. Actually, for the actual thing, it's off leash. It has to be off leash.
Off leash, Mama.
What?
Off leash. So it's right, it's kind of like right in the middle in here, between the pools.
Okay, so like between the pink pools and the blue pool?
Between the two blue pools, right here, and there's another one of these black boxes in front of it.
Okay, wherever you were pointing, by the way, we can't see.
Oh. If she keeps going straight, it's right in the middle there, to her right.
Yeah, sorry
Right.
about that, guys. As I said before, my internet is not working super well today, so hopefully that gets resolved. But how did it go, Jerry? Oh my God, did I get booted off again?
Yeah, moving the containers, but she did well considering, because she went up on the, I moved one and then she went right to the center where it was, so.
Okay, I'm gonna leave my camera off because my internet seems to be working better now that my camera's off.
Okay,
Okay, good job. Let's go to Wendy.
did you see the running one?
Yeah, he said what you do is you go to chat. Anyway, I go after that.
Ready? Okay.
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, it's on the top of the big container under the other containers.
Okay, cool.
Layered in between. Not inside a container.
Sure.
Okay. Go fine. Boy. Yes.
Nice, good. I love his pushiness.
Nice job. Good boy.
Okay, Gene and Jerry's second dog.
Where it is, so they know where it is.
Right in the middle here.
Over there. Black.
Oh. Between the black and the pink pool, the black, blue, the pink pool and the black container.
Okay, cool.
Search.
I like the sprawled out nature of your search. I like how that works.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
We processed dog food yesterday. It was a long day. And
Okay.
This is what we use, so it probably has residual food odor too.
You use the pools?
We use the pools to defrost everything,
Okay.
and the containers to make our mixes.
Do you grind it?
Yes,
Cool.
we've invested in a Butcher Boy grinder.
Good dog. How many pounds of meat do you feed a day?
Good.
Like 9.
Yeah, wow.
And look at how skinny Morgan is.
I know
I cut
catfish
him
you can never
down.
put
I
weight
cut
on
him down almost a half pound, and I have to give it back because he is so thin. But I started feeding him 3 times a day because of his pancreatitis possibilities.
Okay.
Anyway, also I have a question about your new sign up. I tried to go on and sign up, and I didn't succeed.
Okay, give me some, we'll talk about that after class.
Okay.
Okay, Martha, you're up.
Right here on the chair?
Cool.
So I'm gonna put him on.
Come on. Whoop. Wait, wait. All right. Find it. Good girl.
Nice. Very nice.
Nice. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. All righty. All right, good girl.
Okay, you're up.
So I'll point where it is. Right in there.
Okay. Nice. Well, when he decides to go in, he decides all at once.
Oh yeah.
Good dog.
Oh,
Good boy.
very good job. Very good job. Awesome. Good.
Very
boy.
nice. Okay, so for the next round, you're going to set the same type of problem, but against the wall. So what this means is, because the wall is 1/2 of the search, your search area should be able to be quite a significant bit bigger. So go ahead and do that. Spread it out a little bit more. Make the dog have to work that odor from a much further distance. But we're still going to do the same thing where we're going to help them get sores by removing objects. So go ahead and set your new search area up. And if you have questions, you can ask
I'm
them.
gonna put it right up on here.
Apparently my internet only doesn't like me transmitting videos, since as soon as I turn my camera off, my internet's working fine.
Put it where though?
Apply.
If you can hear me, Martha, looks like your video has frozen. Ah, you're back. And Gail, when you're ready, let me know.
Okay. You think that's enough stuff?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. The hide, once again, is up here.
Cool.
Hey, Cajun. Hide it. Cajun.
And don't try to cue him too much. If he wants to work that side of the room, that's okay.
Okay. He's actually at the Randy hair box.
Is there
We do
odor
a
in
lot
it?
of- No.
Okay. Obviously, we built a lot of value for it.
Yeah, it did. He's always checking it. Tennis ball.
Is he a ball dog?
Oh, yeah. He really should have been a toy dog, toy reward dog, but I didn't get a reliable out. He's just too possessive. You
Ah,
can't bribe him. You can't bribe him. You can't use food. You can't use 2 toys.
really? He won't even let go for another toy.
Nope. Nope. He's really possessive.
Okay, go ahead and
He
remove
likes
an
food.
object.
He likes food. Good job. What?
Good
Good
dog.
boy. Very good
Wonderful.
boy. That was a very good boy. Good job. Good boy. Okay, good boy. Okay. All righty.
Perfect. Okay, let's go to Jean and Jerry.
He's coming right in.
Awesome.
What?
I think I'm on.
Search.
Whoa. Okay.
It's on the metal wrought iron thing that's standing up
Okay.
on the very top of it.
closer.
She's just walking over kind of to the far left of the screen.
Checking other pools out.
Okay.
And
Here she
here she
comes.
comes.
Well, you can see how much more challenging this is to be, you know, just to be on the wall.
Should I remove those pools?
You can.
The wind is blowing this way, so she
Knows
just
where it
picked it
is.
up. Just picked it
Yeah,
up.
now she's working it for sure.
Yes.
Good.
job. Very good girl. What a very good girl. Good work. Good girl.
Ah,
Yes.
excuse me. Good. Very nicely done. And I know a lot of trainers who would say that this height is completely inaccessible, even though it's clearly the dog couldn't get to it if they wanted. Okay, let's go to Wendy.
It's, oops, I'm blocking everything. It's on the back of the big container against the wall.
Awesome.
As deep as I can get it.
Yeah, good job. Great.
Down.
If you just spin your chair out.
Very nice.
Yay.
Let them get to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Morgan Cuvillas Francisco.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let's go to Gene and Jerry again. Let me unmute you. There you are.
Morgan.
I already unmuted you.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Search. That was interesting.
Oh, wait.
Well, ran off.
Oh, that's an interesting way to get to it. Good dog. He found a little loophole, huh?
Morgan's like, I don't know why they have all this stuff here. I can just walk up this way.
Okay.
Good job.
Good job, Bo. Good boy.
Okay, Martha's turn.
I think I
You are muted.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Now I can hear you.
Somehow it muted itself. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So did you see where I pointed out
Yes.
the hide? Okay, good. Hey, thanks. Okay. All right. Find it.
Good. I would remove that object. with how persistently the dog is pushing in.
Guess I'll scare the crap out of her once I do that. What?
Where's that tail going?
She's kind of like, what are you doing? Oh, that's kind of weird.
It's very exciting for the dog when this type of stuff is happening.
You think I took it away, huh?
And that's fun. I do this exercise blind in my classes, and every now and then someone does move the object with the hide on it and pulls the object away. And that's super interesting to watch the dog process.
And I think every time I'm pulling something out, it's pulling
The odor out, yep.
odor out. Yeah.
Which is a great, way to keep your dog interested in the problem. Is the more and more odor is coming in, and so
Good
it's like
girl.
it feels to the dog like they're getting closer to it.
Well, and it changes things every time too.
It does.
Good girl. Good girl. All right. Okay.
Well
That's a
done.
good girl.
Okay, let's go to Gene and Jerry.
Okay, he's coming out with George.
Okay, get it.
It's on the same metal thing.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Going around the barbecue.
Yeah, look
It
how
must- it
it's
must-
going up and down each side of the wall.
I was gonna say, because all of them ran behind the barbecue.
Yep. And you can see he's working it.
And it's a dead corner in there. It hits there and then the building comes out at 90 degrees. So it may get stuck under there underneath our little greenhouse window. Interesting. You can't see him, but this is what he's doing over here. There you go.
Good dog. Very nice.
Oh, very good boy. Very good. What a good boy. Very good job. Yes, good boy.
Okay.
Very
So,
good.
for your last setup, what I want you to try to do is find some kind of naturally occurring inaccessible hide that you can use. For instance, with Wendy's setup, if the trash can isn't too full, she could tip it over on its side and push it up against the wall. Yes, it's constructed, that's true, but it's an object that wasn't brought out here, it was already out here, so that's why that counts for me. There may be other things you can do too, so you don't have to do that one. And you're just going to put it back behind that object in such a way that the odor is not accessible to the dog. So maybe for Gene and Jerry, like that grill, you can put it behind the grill and the grill up against the wall or something like that.
Okay.
So guys,
Can
go
we
ahead and
use
set
it?
up-
Can we use an X pen? Oh no, the X pen. Never mind.
Yep.
Okay. That's cool.
Go ahead, Wendy.
Do we stack the other stuff around it or just the can?
Just the naturally occurring thing, but you can
Okay.
leave the stuff out as a decoy pile.
Okay.
We don't want the dog to assume just because there's a pile of stuff that means there has to be odor.
Why couldn't I put it up on top of there?
Put it where?
Hey, Michael,
Yes.
you had said that the odor would not be available to the dog. Did you mean the hide?
Yeah, I mean the height.
Okay.
Good clarification. Thank you. Oh yeah, you've got quite a breeze there, Gail, don't you?
I do.
I
think
saw your
I've,
little streamers flying into the camera.
yeah. I think we've lost the risk of thunderstorms, which is too bad.
Mm.
So I have my hide behind the dehumidifier.
Okay. That'll do it.
Right. Tell me when you're ready.
We're ready.
Are you ready? Find it. Good boy.
Out of curiosity, what were you waiting for? Why didn't you take any of the earlier stuff?
Because I wait for the decision,
Okay, fair enough.
but I remembered what class I was in. Boy. Good
Well, I
boy.
mean, there are
Yeah.
things to be said for that style too, so I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Gene and Jerry.
Okay.
You need to be up against a wall.
No, it doesn't need to be up against the wall.
All right, so I'm going to put it right up on the table there, okay?
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Do it off or on?
Same as before.
Mike, does it matter off or on?
Same as before.
Same as before. Your choice.
Ready? Okay.
Now with this one, you're not going to be able to necessarily remove objects to give him access to the source because it's on the table. You need to jump on the table to get it. So what you can do is you can just bring the treat to him from the source. You could put him on the table if you wanted, or if he'll jump on it, you can let him. Yeah, so you're just going to have to decide how you give him, or you can turn one of the chairs to the side so he can climb on the chair. Another good one that you guys should consider doing is using that chain link fence if you can. So you just put it on the other side of the chain link fence, and when they work it, then you can open the gate and let them through.
Oh, okay. Well, what I'll do with Morgan is I'll put a spread between. There you go, Mom. I'll
Good
spread
dog.
the chairs up. I'll spread the chairs apart, and then he'll be able to jump up.
Sure. Well, and there's nothing wrong with this hide. I was just mentioning some other possibilities.
Good girl.
Yes. Good.
No peeking, you guys.
Okay, well done. Let's go to Wendy.
Ready? Let's go.
Nice. It's interesting how much it's rising over the top.
Should I take it over the top?
I would, yeah. The only question I need to ask myself is, do I think my dog is working the odor? If my answer is yes, then you could take that. And then the only other, I guess the other thing you could ask yourself is, do I think my dog could do better? Which in that case, I don't like, what does better mean? He's working the odor and he's caught the seam, he caught the top seam. So who am I to say that the top seam is less valid than the side seam or whatever else, you know?
Oh, okay, I understand.
Okay, let's go to Gene and Jerry.
Okay, and I put it right here, Mike, on the other side of the chain link fence,
Okay.
on the bottom.
That'll be interesting to see how that works. Obviously, when you do this, hopefully the wind is working in your favor.
Buddy. Come on. You ready? Ready? Search.
Oh, he got to the right area very quickly.
That was pretty good.
Nice. That's a great kind of inaccessible hide that I like to do whenever I can find it. You can find it at parks fairly easily if they have a baseball diamond. You can find a chain link fence, put it on the other side, let the dog find the way in. It's another way of doing a maze, but it's an inaccessible hide if you don't let them go around. If you make them source it from the wrong side of the fence. Very well done.
Come on. Morgan, come on.
Okay, let's go to Martha.
Okay, so it is way back behind there.
Okay, cool. That should be very challenging.
Yeah, I kind of opened up the other side a little bit to give her access. Okay. Ready? Find it.
She looks really small at this angle.
Well, she is pretty small.
How much does she weigh?
About 42 pounds.
Okay.
Let's see if she'll climb up there a little.
Sure, she's working really nicely.
Yeah, she doesn't easily push into things, so. There she goes. Good girl.
Nice. Very
Good
nice.
girl. Okay, go all the way in. Come on, push, push. There you go.
Hey guys, I'm back. Oh, Gene and
Okay.
Jerry are working.
We just started.
Where did you put it for?
We left it in the same place.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hold on. He caught it and then he switched back.
Yeah, because he's not 100% sure. Don't get too antsy. Okay. Good dog. Very nice.
Boy, yes, good job. What a good boy, Georgie. Good boy. Good job. Very good.
Very nice.
Wow, what a good job.
He has a lot of drive.
Yes, he does.
It's
Good
everything he does.
boy. Good
Boy,
boy.
let's go. Good job. Come on.
Okay, so let's talk about that. And I think we've got time for one more quick round. So the inaccessible hide problem, it's a fun problem and it's necessary for the dog to see. You could see Talon with the trash can, for instance. He was a lot more ambiguous about the odor, right, than he would normally be if it was accessible. The more experience he has with it, the better he'll get. He won't be, let's see, in my perfect world, he won't be less ambiguous. He'll just be more focused. And so oh, absolutely he's an odor. And then all you have to go is, should he have sourced it by now? And if your answer is yes, then you call alert. You know that it's unsourceable, so to speak, or inaccessible because the dog is continuing to display like they're an odor, but they haven't. So don't not do them because of the risks. Just know how to mitigate the risks by giving your dog access to source, by setting them up in a way that is helpful to the dog and not too hard, and building the difficulty gradually. So that's my main advice. So now, if you have it, I want you to utilize a corner. And we're going to give the dog a little bit less space. If you don't have a corner, don't worry about it. We're just going to set one last inaccessible hide and give them access to it. Utilize the information we gave you so far and play with the ideas. If you have access to a fence like Gene and Jerry did and you want to do something like that, feel free to, because that is a fun part to hide. So those are just some ideas of what to set it for the last quick round. Gene and Jerry, you have a question?
Yeah, why, what is the, in the corner, you're just saying if you put it in the corner, you'd build out something to block them from getting to the corner?
Exactly. Just like when in the center of the space, they have 360 degrees to work it. Against the wall, they have 180 degrees. In a corner, they only have 90 degrees. So that's
Okay.
part of the reason where I hide in a corner can be more difficult because the dog doesn't have the freedom of movement.
Right, let's go.
Oh, you put it over there?
Yeah.
And Gail, you're muted, so when you're ready, you can unmute yourself.
Okay,
Okay,
I am ready.
go for it.
So it's on top of the set of drawers on the top.
Perfect. Looks very well barricaded.
Hey, one more time. Okay, Cajun, find it. I think he caught the odor as soon as he came out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Hi, Cajun.
There he goes.
Good
Nicely
boy.
done.
There you go. I was hoping he was going to get up on that chair.
Yeah, well, he got to it in his own way.
He got to it. Good job. Okay, good boy, Cajun. That's such a good boy. Okay.
Okay, let's go to Gene and Jerry.
Okay, good boy.
Okay, we put it
Uh-huh.
over it. See the electrical outlet there on the wall?
Yes.
It's sitting on top of that.
Cool. I like that.
And it's kind of locked in by our barbecue and our dog watching station. Step away. Hold it. Interesting, it's blowing down, not up there.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good dog.
Good job. Good girl, Brett. Good girl.
She was
Corners do
sniffing
some
down.
weird things. So, yeah, it seems like other places it seemed the odor was rising, but here it's maybe this is where all that is dropping back down.
Mhm.
Good job. That was awesome. She
Very
wasn't
good.
afraid to go in there.
Okay,
either.
very nicely done. Let's go to Wendy.
Okay. It's on top of the orange can.
Cool.
I know.
Good boy. Yeah. Good boy.
Good dog. Good boy. Nice job.
Very well done.
Thank you. Good boy. Good
Okay,
job.
Gene and Jerry.
That was super.
We ready?
We're ready.
Hey, ready, Morgan?
This holds me. What a good boy.
Good dog.
Yes, what a good job. What a good boy.
Come on, Morgan.
That's a fun setup. Makes me want to buy like 6 of these little pools to make an obstacle course for my dogs.
Good job.
Very good. Very
If you
good.
get them on sale at the end of the summer, they're cheaper.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Okay.
cracked easy too.
Yes, they do. Okay, let's go to Martha. Okay, I see it. You're muted again, though.
Mute. Okay, so you saw where that was.
Yes.
Hopefully it won't be too crazy because of that freezer in the corner.
Fridges and freezers,
Odor.
man, they do weird things.
They do weird things, yep. That's why I didn't put it any further back in the corner. Okay, go find it.
And she has a general area really quickly. Very nice.
See if she can find something easier. Just doing her circuit around the garage. Now she's caught in residual from the other one. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Very good.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Oh, there we go. We lost you right
I'm
at the
back.
last second, but
Oh,
good job.
okay. She got it.
Yes.
She pushed in.
Okay. So let's have one last Q&A. If you guys have any questions, now's your chance.
Oh, Mike, we still have George to run.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Yep, go for it. Run, George. Sorry, I don't know
Okay,
how I
thanks.
forgot him.
That's all right.
Lost track of all your 5 billion boxers.
I know. Okay. They have to step on boxes in the back to get up to it.
They seem somewhat hesitant too. It's funny. Good dog.
Good
Very
boy.
good.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Good boy.
Yeah, George and Gretchen are a little more cautious than Mo.
Good job. Excellent. Good job. Good boy.
Very good, George.
I love the little tree
Good job.
spider.
Okay. So does anybody have any questions or thoughts?
I had one question on when we're moving things for them.
Uh-huh.
Is that kind of to show them, hey, we're working with you, or we're cognizant of what you're doing, or?
The primary reason for it is to give a dog access to the source if they don't already have it.
Okay.
So in your case, with your dogs, you really didn't need to move anything because they could push through and get it. But, you know, what if it was underneath the pool entirely, right?
Okay.
And then you I guess your dog could have pushed the pool out of the way, but most dogs won't. So what I'm going to do is, rather than just reward them, which is what 90% of people do, is they found it, they found the seam, just pay them. I'm going to open it, give my dog access to the source, and pay them at the source.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, let me see if I can. Okay,
Mike,
Any other
you-
questions?
No, but when you stop, if you'd stay on with Jeannie and help her through getting onto your site. if
Yep.
well, it's
possible.
not, I don't have a problem getting on the site. Is it just
Well, wait,
different now?
Wait till it's done.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you in just a second once I dismiss
Okay.
everybody else. Okay, no other questions then? Thank you,
Nope, we're
guys.
fine. Thank you.
Thank you.